Good morning, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to the Breakfast Show, episode 99, by the way. Tomorrow is going to be episode 100. So, first of all, good morning to everyone in the chat, wherever you're watching from. Really appreciate you joining me this fine morning or afternoon, even evening, because we do have people from the other side of the world. So, good morning and thank you all for joining. Yesterday, I did a video, didn't do a live stream on that huge AMD OpenAI announcement. And today, it's a live stream. We're, again, going to talk a little bit about that. We do have some IREN news as well. Oscar held, even PayPal. Someone said that, I think Captain Harris said it, I didn't stream yesterday and that's why PayPal was up 3%. Well, guess what? I am streaming today and PayPal is up pre-market. I'm going to show you what has happened yesterday really quick. It was a good day. I think it was a good day for most of our portfolios yesterday. Again, good morning to everyone coming in. A couple of things we need to talk about, and then we'll just do some Q&As and all of that. So this was yesterday. Tesla was up 5.4%. Of course, big anticipation today because rumor has it that they are about to release the affordable Model Y. That is, how affordable it is, I don't know. I do hope it's a sub $35,000 model, maybe even closer to 30K. I think that would be great, especially for Europe. Now we know that in Europe, those models will probably be more expensive. But if we can get it at around 35,000 euros, I think that would be good. Plus the price of the lease is going to be important. Your monthly payments, if that is low enough, I think that could really be a game changer there. What else? AMD was up way more than 23% at one point. It finished the day up only 23.7%, but I do believe it's up a little bit right now. We have Google up 2%, Microsoft 2%, Nvidia down a little bit, maybe on the AMD news, but I don't think it matters that much. We did have AppLovin down because I did see a report that the SEC or maybe someone else is investigating them. So we'll see what happens with that. But AppLovin has been performing quite well actually this year. Now pre-market, this is basically it. So AST is down 6%. I did see something about that, so we'll cover that. IREN is up 7%. Oscar up 5%. They were up 9% yesterday after hours. AMD is up another 4%. PayPal is up 3.8%. SoFi is up 3.7%, D Local 2.3%, BMNR 2.6%, Nebius 2%. Nebius did have a small reversal yesterday. It was up and then it closed out the day red a little bit, but who cares, right? Core is up 2, Applied Digital up 1.7. Applied Digital does report this Thursday, so we have something to cover. Then all the rest right now, pre-market, of course, all of this is pre-market. We know what has happened before. We see some green, then the markets open and things are red. As for PayPal specifically, this is on the daily. It does look good. It does look actually much better than before. We finally made our way above that 50-day moving average, and it does seem like right now we are actually going to make our way above the 200-day moving average. Now, the last time that happened was just before the previous earnings report, which was almost 3 months ago. And then, well, we crashed. We were close to $80. We went all the way down to around $65. I do think that this time the story is going to be different. Of course, I'm saying this as someone who owns shares and, of course, owns quite a lot of call options on PayPal, which have been doing extremely well. I'm looking at it right now. The March $100 price strike price have doubled already based on this move right here. So that's good. PayPal has been doing quite well over the last couple of days. IREN keeps making new highs. I did add 100 extra shares of IREN at $50 last week. Now we're at $62. We're going to talk about that. Oscar is up a little bit on the news that there might be a deal with regards to the Affordable Cares Act, so the ACA subsidies. We've been talking about that as well. I think that's why this stock has been moving more recently in anticipation of an extension of it, even though the guidance that we've got from management already did not include subsidies. So everything afterwards, if the subsidies do get extended, we are going to get quite a lot of upside. Is IREN a long-term hold for it? Yes, it started as a more speculative play as I learned more and more about the company. But yes, I am going to hold it for quite a long time. It's already up almost. It's almost a 3x for me, actually. Someone asked me about AMD after the recent AMD move. Do you plan on trimming? No, AMD is actually not on the trimming board right now, especially after this announcement. Yes, the stock has gone up. But again, just like with Nebius, the story has also changed a little bit, right? Because just like with Nebius, the stock did go up quite a lot after the Microsoft deal, and I bought even more shares. Why is that? Because we actually got a lot of money coming in. The revenue profile has completely changed. Same here with AMD. Why would I trim now that we've got what was reported could be $100 billion over 4 years? That's an extra $25 billion a year. Last 12 months, AMD generated around $29 billion in revenue. So you add another 25 each and every year, starting probably 26, 27, I would say. That's a completely different company that you're looking at right now, which is why we've seen the waves of analyst upgrades yesterday, because it does change the way that Wall Street and maybe other companies are going to look at AMD as a very, very strong player. Now, like I said, as for AST, there was some news with regards to that. I know we have a lot of AST shareholders here. So the reason why the stock is down a little bit is because of this. AST Space Mobile has established an at-the-market equity offering program to sell up to $800 million of its Class A common stock. Again, with these types of companies, these things are bound to happen, right? When your stock goes up so fast, when you are, they're not like an Oklo who generates $0 and are worth $20 billion. They generate a little bit and are supposed to generate more revenue pretty soon. Then yes, you do these types of things. It makes sense. As for PayPal, we have this, and this is the reason why the stock is up. PayPal, one of the reasons, of course. PayPal Holdings unveils Ads Manager for small businesses and will be available in early 2026. What does early 2026 mean? I don't know. Maybe first quarter, maybe second. We'll see. But of course, this would mean that in 2026, the market will start paying more attention to the ad side of the business. So yeah, pretty big news. Pretty big news, I would say. PayPal hitting $100. I mean, if PayPal hits $100 before the end of the year, I can tell you that I'm going on a very nice vacation, starting 26 with those call options. That's for sure. That's for sure. Then Apply Digital, they and Macquarie Asset Man. That's quite a strange name. Asset Management execute first funding milestone in a $5 billion AI infrastructure partnership. Now, did Applied Digital move on this news? Oh, it's up 2%. It's up 2%. We're probably going to hear way more on Thursday with the upcoming earnings report. And good morning to you as well. New deals on IREN. Not a new deal. Well, actually, sort of, but it's this. IREN secures a new multi-year AI cloud contracts, $500 million AI cloud ARR from 23,000 GPUs on track for Q1. Of course, that second part we knew of, but this is a new announcement. And they said the following thing. They've signed an additional multi-year cloud service contracts with, of course, leading AI companies for NVIDIA Blackwell GPU deployments. To date, customers' contracts have been secured for 11,000 of the 23,000 GPUs, representing approximately $225 million in AI cloud ARR, expected to be in operation by the end of 2025. New NVIDIA Blackwell GPUs continue to be contracted ahead of delivery on an average term of 2 years at pricing that supports a 2-year revenue payback. Beyond the initial 23,000 GPUs, IREN is actively engaging with existing and prospective customers through site tours, technical diligence, and commercial negotiations. The British Columbia campuses, together with Horizon 1 and 2 data center under construction in Childress, provide capacity for more than 100,000 GPUs. Of course, we did the math, I think 2 weeks, 10 days ago, I would say, how they could be reaching $28 billion or so, exiting, I believe, 2027. They need over 1 million GPUs to reach that goal. So still a long way to go. In addition, IREN's 2.9 megawatts, 2.1 gigawatts, 2,910 megawatts, secured power and land portfolio offers significant expansion potential, which is also the subject of ongoing customer discussions. Again, it's nice to have the megawatts and all of it, but the also important component here is to have all of the GPUs that could then generate billions of dollars for you. As for the comments, our ability to rapidly transition from ASICs to GPUs across our British Columbia campuses and the speed at which we are building Horizon 1 and 2 demonstrate how IREN is uniquely positioned to meet accelerating demand for AI compute. With nearly 3 gigawatts of grid-connected power across North America and a cloud service business scaling in size and reputation, we believe IREN is well positioned to scale with the rapid growth in AI compute needs. And I repeat again and again, IREN right now does not need necessarily to announce a co-location deal. Okay, a co-location deal. A co-location deal means that they are locked in for X amount of years at probably X pricing. Margins might not be as good as being just an AI cloud service provider, right? An AWS type of margin business is quite high, right? Mid 30% was a quarter closer to 38, 39% or so. But the co-location deals usually are lower margins. Of course, still very good, and again, validates the thesis. So yes, it will help with the stock's price going up and all of it. But IREN has said it time and time again during interviews, during the earnings calls. We have conversations. We are looking at co-location possibilities, but we're only going to do it if margin-wise, if return on investment, it makes sense for us. It's a position of strength, I would say. So this was the news for IREN, and of course, the stock has been doing quite well, I would say, over the past couple of weeks and months, for sure, for sure. My opinion on BMNR, I do have 169 shares of BMNR. It's my, let's say, exposure to Ethereum and the tokenization of assets across the financial system. Do I believe it will happen anytime soon? I don't know. Probably not. But I have my exposure. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Right? In the meantime, they will just acquire more and more Ethereum until they reach their 5% goals. So I think they're not that far away. I think they're already above 2% or so right now. So not that far away. But I would just say, I know I've been seeing this name pop up a lot lately, so just be aware that it's a lot of hype, it's a lot of clicks and views lately. So be aware, because let's face it, you cover it once, you cover it twice, and then afterwards there's really not that much to cover anymore, because until we actually see NASDAQ or a huge increase in Robinhood or whatever in tokenizing assets and the use of the Ethereum network, there's really not much going on, right? Other than the stock price going up and Ethereum going up. That's about it. You got high by Crossroads? No, not really. Not really. Although he likes it a lot. He likes it a lot. They all like it a lot, actually. Tanner likes it. Tevis likes it. Amit likes it a lot as well. But no, I covered it a little bit before. Skeptical, dipped my toes into it. Still a bit skeptical, but we'll see. We'll see. Why does PayPal go up? I mean, so much. Let's be honest. It's up 5-10% maybe or so in the last couple of weeks. Not that much. It's not that much. One, it's still extremely cheap. Two, it's very cheap. Three, it's undervalued. And four, we do have some positive news from the company as well. More partnerships. Like I said before, the ads platform that will be launched early 2026 for small businesses. So all of that adds to an already beaten down stock that's extremely cheap in an maybe extended market, some might say. Look, I had a very low average with IREN. I bought at $50, which was all-time highs back then. A couple of days later, we're at $62. So could have waited and missed out and paid more, but I averaged up. But that's me because I already have a position. If you want to open one, that's a bit different. Anyways, cannot go on without talking about Google. So HSBC initiates with buy rating price target $285. The analyst cites the AI strategy, cloud locking, and YouTube growth as multi-engine upside drivers. They are still trading at 22.6 times fiscal year 26 estimates GAAP PE, 19 times non-GAAP. That's above the 5-year average. Premium seen justified by cloud and YouTube growth. It's quite crazy that even with these multiples, it's still above the 5-year average, which shows you how cheap Google historically was. And this is something that I've talked about before. Historically, Google's stock was always trading at a cheap, I would say steep discount compared to an Apple or Microsoft or whatnot. But even today, 22.6 times, in my opinion, you're not really overpaying here at all for a business like Google, for sure. What is your own target for PayPal? Triple digits. My target is, I think it goes back to all-time highs by 2030. So $300 or so by 2030. If you're looking for the short-term targets based on the options that I bought, I do think we get to $100 start of 26, or I hope so, because I have $100 strike price for March 26, June 26, and 120 January 27. But that's fine. That's fine. Quantum names are still going up like there is no tomorrow. I think if you want to have a hedge in 26, you are long your portfolio and you short quantum. Of course, short it at your own risk, because you could have shorted a couple of months ago and you would still be down quite a lot. But at one point, it will break. At one point, it will break. AMD, one of the many price target raises that we have here. Again, UBS buy rating, price target $265. OpenAI 6 gigawatt deal, a major validation of AMD's AI roadmap. Of course, it makes a lot of sense. Eddie, thank you for a super chat. If Jose is at the Semicon today, ask him to get the inside scoop on air test systems. They're there today. I will send him a message. And maybe he can find some more people from maybe AMD, NVIDIA, etc., for us later. What do you think about OpenAI versus Google after all the news we received recently? I would not count Google as the winner just yet. What do you mean? Don't forget that OpenAI, there was that thing a month or two ago, right? OpenAI in Google Cloud. But I don't know what the question here is. Moving on, we have United Health here, also price target upgrade, $400 up from $267. Also a nice increase here of 50%. Reasoning behind it, we don't know. Netflix got an upgrade to buy from Seaport Global, $1,385 price target. That's 19% upside based on market share gains, ad infrastructure build, and what else? Professional curated content driving engagement leadership. And thank you for becoming a member, Maulik Patel. I really appreciate that. Magusto for the super chat. Thank you. Thanks for your coverage. I'm watching your videos while you are asleep. That's well, thank you. Thank you. I thought I was asleep right now, but no. Thank you very much. We'll talk a little bit about Oscar in a bit. We've got here another positive note on Google, $252 price target from Bank of America. Gemini redesign test signaling more visual content-driven UX, making it a bit easier to use the Gemini app, because a lot of people would love to use it, but don't know exactly which prompt would put out the best results, etc. It's something that OpenAI has done quite well. So with AppLovin, it is this SEC probe, and we do actually have an Oppenheimer note, outperform rating, price target $740. So SEC probe volatility, they flag it, but maintain long-term bullish stance. So the investigation is on apps data collecting practices. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. The IREN news we already covered. According to Bloomberg, yes, Tesla is set to unveil a cheaper Model Y on Tuesday. So today. When remains to be seen. They've been teasing us. So we'll see. Okay. But this is only for the cloud business. They are still battering for the LLM world, which in my eyes, it will replace Google Search Business sooner or later. Yeah, but no. Right now, what we've seen, and I've shown you this in the Sunday video, Gemini share has doubled over the past year, while ChatGPT went down. As you have seen, Google Search is not the same search as before. You have AI overviews, you have AI mode, which, of course, if you use it, why do you have to use even go to the Gemini.com or ChatGPT.com? Just continue using Google and you have it integrated there. Also, as I've shown you in the past, the percent of total revenue and total profits from the search business and from all of the rest is changing. Search is becoming less of the total, and the rest is becoming more of the total. And that, of course, de-risks the risk that you're saying here, that Google search will be replaced completely. Russell, AMD, your largest position. Congrats. Congrats. I think it comes at the price, right? Crystal Palace losing, AMD having a good week. I think it's an okay price to pay, I would say. It's an okay price to pay. And to the Liverpool fans out there, 3 losses in a row. 3 losses in a row. A nice last-minute defeat to the mighty Chelsea. Oh, what a game. What a game. Anyways, let's go back to the money-making business here in stocks. Another price target raise here for AMD with Jeffries, $300 price target here as well, talking about the OpenAI deal. And again, 6 gigawatts from the reported numbers, that's around $80 to $100 billion of AMD equipment. Of course, the deal between both of them is a win-win. OpenAI wins, AMD wins. If AMD wins, OpenAI will win as well because they're also getting a share of AMD, the company. As for Oscar, as you can see, yesterday's stock was up 10% after hours. It is because of this. So President Trump indicated Monday he would consider a deal on subsidies for the Affordable Cares Act as part of negotiation to end the ongoing government shutdown. So those are the rumors report right now with regards to Oscar. I'll be honest, it's upside for us, right? Because we are going into 26 with the guidance that they gave us, knowing that they're not going to have, there won't be any extension of the subsidies. So if we do get, it's only upside for us. And now you're going to say, yeah, but that means that the stock will crash if there are no. Yeah, the stock might pull back a little bit. But even without it, the business, the goals, the 2027 guidance has not changed. Has not changed. And so it's bullish. It's bullish. And will I increase my position? I will definitely increase my my Oscar position over time because it's still way too small. Still way too small. Michael, thank you for becoming a member of the channel. Thank you very much. Since we did talk about football a little bit, if someone can help me out with some tickets for Chelsea Ajax and Chelsea Sunderland at the end of October, would really appreciate it. Would really appreciate it because I do want to go back to the bridge and watch those games. But I know it's far-fetched, but I am trying to get tickets. Trying to get tickets. There was a comment here, but no, I can't find it anymore. This one, yeah. Estevao is going to be a world-class player in the future. 18 years old, and this guy is playing with so much confidence. Love it. UEFO activity and PayPal both up. Coincidence? I think not. I think not. I am long Duolingo. I am a Duolingo. I'm long Duolingo, but I'm very long dLocal. Yes. Very long dLocal for a while now, actually. So yes. Why Sunderland? Because it's just the game that happens to be at the same week. So if I'm already going to London, might as well stay for the weekend and go watch the other game, right? Because both of them are at Stamford Bridge, so why not? Why not? Plus, so I have to say, I don't know who's a fan of Sunderland here, but they have quite an interesting team. quite an interesting team. Not just Granit Xhaka or Bertrand Traoré, but they have a very interesting team, I have to say. Can't wait for the day Couch Investor has a box suite at the game. Hopefully one day. I mean, hopefully one day I own part of the team, but I think that's a bit too much. But you never know. You never know. You never know. Would you suggest Pagaya or averaging up on Oscar? I would always suggest averaging up on a position that you own rather than opening up new positions, especially if you're still building up a position. As always, most of the times, if not all of the times, the best picks are already in your portfolio. KW Sailor, thank you for becoming a lazy boy investor. Would very much appreciate it. Rocket Lab schedules first of the 21 new missions for Synspective for October mid-launch. Of course, with Rocket Lab, despite us being focused only on Neutron, Electron is still doing very, very well. Doing very, very well. I don't know, Taylor Swift is popping up here. I don't know if some of you have listened to her new album, but there are some decent songs. There are some decent songs there, I have to say. Let's see if we've got some more news. So we already have here a downgraded AST, Scotiabank. Price target 42 for, let's call it $43. Dell raises revenue, EPS, and dividend growth target amid AI tailwinds. So that's good. As for the rest, I think we've covered all of it from here. Let's see if I can find something else on the other account that we're following. Not much, but this was interesting. This was interesting. Do you know why SoFi is going up? Well, yes, because we knew why SoFi was coming down before, right? SoFi was retracing 17%, 50-day moving average, very nice rebound there. It came down based on the UPS, where was it? BTIG report, Upstart BTIG report, right? About the credit risk delinquencies going up more than expected, and then they corrected themselves. And so why is it going up? One, from a technical standpoint, it did rebound here. And two, it went down for the wrong reasons. So that's why we are going up right now. Very simple. Very simple. Roberto, thank you for the super chat. Couchimus Prime, curious about the difference in performance between the YouTube portfolio and your core portfolio, and if you ever consider shifting capital towards the YouTube portfolio. So the core portfolio, the retirement portfolio, is of course the big mega ultra cap names. So they have not grown triple digits like a Nebius or any of the other companies, right, that are growing quite quickly, or even a SoFi, for example. So year-to-date performance, they're doing quite well, but it's not as good, of course, as the YouTube portfolio right now. But it is an older portfolio, right? Amazon has been there since 2018. Meta has been there since 2020, but loaded up 2022. Tesla has been there since 2019. So it is an older portfolio. So over a long period of time, of course, it's doing very, very well. But we'll see going forward. It's just one that if I need cash, it might be a place where I can find it, right? Because those positions are older and more established. I could use it. But it's not something that I'm thinking about right now. It's not something that I'm thinking about right now, because I have cash in the other portfolio. I have the options play, which, of course, if PayPal continues to go up, I might just, again, take some profits eventually with there and increase the cash position, which is what we did with the Intel options. We took half of it off the board, increased the cash position, and then locked well, got into Rubrik and Shift 4. So the different strategies that can help for sure. OpenAI. So OpenAI has now locked in roughly $1 trillion worth of computing deals this year. NVIDIA, AMD, Oracle, and CoreWeave covering more than 20 gigawatts of AI capacity over the next decade. For context, that's about the output of 20 nuclear reactors. Each 1 gigawatt of AI compute build-out runs close to $50 billion. The Financial Times estimate $500 billion for NVIDIA, $300 billion for AMD, $300 billion for Oracle, and over $22 billion already disclosed by CoreWeave. The big question, where is all this money coming from? Yeah, I guess all the money is coming from one, NVIDIA investing $100 billion. That's one. You have SoftBank investing quite a lot in it. You have outside investors investing an insane amount in it. Again, the deal with AMD is a two-sided deal. So if AMD wins or OpenAI wins, AMD wins. But plus you have Microsoft in all of this as well. There is money. OpenAI is, of course, generating billions of dollars in revenue, not in profits. You've got countries involved, right, with the Stargate projects in the Middle East, for example. There is money involved. The question is there $1 trillion worth of money involved? That's the other. That's the question. That's the question. But look, as long as these types of companies are involved, I am, plus the Microsoft and all of that, I'm not going to panic that much. If the companies involved were companies that are not generating a cent of profits or revenue, then I would say, okay, it's a bit some questions, right? There are some questions here. If all of these names were quantum names or whatever, then I think you could be asking a lot of questions, for sure. But it's NVIDIA, it's AMD, it's Oracle, it's SoftBank, it's probably Saudi investment fund, G42 from the UAE, Microsoft, etc., etc. They have money. They have quite a lot of money, actually. Which broker I use? I use my, for the core portfolio retirement part, it's my bank. Keytrade for options, because not everyone offers options, so Keytrade has options. And then I use eToro for one. I started using Revolut as well, because you don't want to have all your money in one account. One of these brokerages can diversify a little bit. So Revolut offers very, very good investing UI, UX. That's fine. Plus you own the assets. It's not CFDs or anything. eToro is another one. I know a lot of people do use the Giro and Interactive Brokers. So those are the options. Those are the options. What are my thoughts? I think everybody knows my thoughts about quantum right now. I think it's the one that everyone's going to be willing to short pretty soon, because it doesn't make any sense. That's the reality. And this is, by the way, the pre-market action right now in the market. I think most, if not all, of the quantum names are pure nothing burgers at the moment. Pure nothing burgers at the moment. IREN, CoreWeave, and or Nebius. By these prices, I mean that you're asking a question to someone that owns all three of them. I own, of course, the most in Nebius, then IREN and CoreWeave now, actually. So IREN became number 2 after the recent price movements. So it's difficult to me to answer this question. I still like Nebius the most out of the three. CoreWeave is being viewed as a more established player, but one that does have a lot of connections to NVIDIA and OpenAI. So, and now more recently we have the Meta deal. So a lot of deals can flow to CoreWeave quickly, I would say. IREN is an up-and-coming one. IREN is one that still needs to prove, of course, that they can be the huge one out there, although they have the land, they have the connected energy, or will have even more in the future. And so I like all three, because all three, in my eyes, okay, Nebius is already a multi-bagger, IREN is already a multi-bagger, CoreWeave is not a multi-bagger yet, but CoreWeave is going to be a good one as well. But yeah, I like all three. Can you wait for dips? Yes, you can. But like I just said, IREN was at 50 last week. It was at all-time highs. I bought it. Could have waited for a dip, but the dip did not come just yet. And so I would have been forced to buy at $62 today, which of course is, well, 20%, or no, actually a bit more, 25% higher than last week. And so, as they say in most of the books, just buy and dollar cost average if you like the name. Are you from Europe? I am from Belgium, yes. Revolut has 5 free actions a month. Correct. But then the fees also with eToro, by the way, you're paying like $1 plus the spread every time you buy or you sell. But I'm okay with them asking $1 if it makes sure that the business remains alive, right? Okay, if you want to make $1 every time I trade, no problem. No problem. I'd rather have this than them closing their doors in 3 years' time. Plus, it's not like I trade like 50 times a month. So if I have to pay 5 extra times, a little bit here and there, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I would not consider trimming Nebius, because I don't see the reason why I should be trimming Nebius. If the reason is just because the stock has gone up too much, I say and I counter, stock has gone up a lot for good reasons. And the reason is $17.4 billion of a Microsoft deal, and it's the first of many deals that will be announced. And so, no, I am not trimming. I'm not trimming. I've added, right? As you know, I've added over the past couple of weeks. So no, I am not trimming. I'm not trimming. The only names that I've trimmed over the last couple of weeks are a little bit of Micron, which has gone up quite a lot since then. Well, quite a lot, 30% or so. Let's see. Micron. Look at this. Huge increase here in Micron. I trimmed. I still have a position, which of course is enjoying this uptrend as well. I did trim a little bit of Micron. They took some profits from Alibaba as well. Why? Because it more than doubled for me this year. That's the thing. You go, and that's going to be the strategy going forward as well in 2026. We've had 24 a great year. I said in 25, want to start the year with more cash, and want to also start the year with some contrarian trades. Micron and Alibaba at the start of 25 were really not names that people cared about. Fast forward 10 months, they've crushed it. And so, yeah, I've taken some profits with Alibaba, taken some profits with Micron, increased the cash position that way. And so I'm quite happy. I'm quite happy there. Hello, something strange happened with PayPal. I know it's very strange to see PayPal up. I know. But I can't help it but smile. Smile and wave. I think Jose is responsible for PayPal going up. Yeah, I think Jose is responsible for PayPal going up, Oscar going up. Revolut is absolute garbage. Their TRCH is extremely bad. I have been trying to transfer my stocks for a month now. I don't know. I've been using Revolut for years now, just as a peer-to-peer app. Only recently I've started to use a little bit to buy stocks. I don't really need that much other than a buy button and a sell button that works. That's the only thing I need. And for fees not to be that high, which they've done They're doing quite well. You've lost patience on Alibaba, found some better stocks. But what do you mean? Alibaba is up more than 100% year to date. So you lost patience last year? I think probably, right? Stefano, you lost patience before. Because I don't think you will lose patience when you see something like this. And again, that's fine. I think the same will happen with PayPal. People losing patience because it didn't do much before, and so they think nothing will happen afterwards, and then suddenly, poof, everything changes. Everything changes. As for Oracle is an interesting one. Okay, yes, you lost patience before. No, okay, that makes sense. Oracle is an interesting one because, again, with Oracle, it's a critical and crucial company in this whole AI race space. But Oracle also doesn't have the money for all of those projects, right? But it is a critical part of this whole flywheel, I would say. Again, the backlog is insane for Oracle. A backlog does not mean 100% secured revenue, just so we're clear. When will you trim Baba? I already did last week. Not, I think I trimmed 23% or so of the position or so. And the rest I keep because it's not expensive. I just wanted to increase the cash position. Let's see what 4 is doing right now. 4 has... Okay, so Shift 4 has also seen a small rebound. This is, by the way, a trend line that has been going on for many years now. It started here July 2022. No, this one right here. This is the second one. November 2023. And it has been touched 1, 2, 3 times right now. Again, it doesn't tell you much about the business, just tells you about stocks patterns or whatever. Stock was oversold as well, $75, and now let's see if we can go back to $80 right there. To me, Shift 4 still a very, very cheap name out there, which, by the way, 20% or around 20% short interest on Shift 4. I was mind blown when I saw this. Because when I look at other crappy companies that literally don't generate anything, that are worth billions of dollars, short interest is 10, 12% or so, probably because they have a lot of momentum, so nobody wants to get burned. But for Shift 4, a company like this to have 20% short interest, to me, is ridiculous. It's something that we've seen with SoFi back in the day as well. So who knows? Maybe that short interest will start to get squeezed pretty soon. But I'm not really basing my investment thesis on that. I'm purely basing it on the fact that it is very cheap, it's growing, it's profitable, and they're expecting around $1 billion in free cash flow, fiscal 27. So that's Shift 4. As for Rubrik, I really like this company. I own it. I really like this company. Rubrik, Shift 4 are 2 companies that I will probably be adding more shares this week. It did see a little rejection here at the 50-day moving average, $85 or so, but we did see a rebound around the 200-day one. In this age of AI, you're going to see a lot more hacks or attempt of hacks or stealing of data, and then you're going to see companies that will have to pay a lot ransom, right? Ransomware. Rubrik is going to be a huge winner in this unfortunate scenario. Very good company. Let's see. Comments on Supermicro. Where is it? 55? Yeah. Yeah, still, it's up a little bit, probably on the Dell announcement. It is a bit overbought right now, but okay. Saw a very nice rebound here on the 200-day moving average, around $40. Again, like I keep saying, it is really not that interesting of a company. It's a very low margin business, and it's a business where management, I don't trust them. I don't trust them based on past issues, and I don't trust them based on guidance that always gets revised on the downside. So yeah, again, SMCI gives you exposure to the semiconductor AI space race. Are there not better options out there? Probably, right? Pretty sure that there are. So not not that not that interesting to me. That doesn't mean that it will not work out. Clearly it will, and clearly it is, right? Since the bottom, clearly it is working out, but it's just not that interesting to me. 11-12% margins for this business, we've seen better. We've seen better. You sound insecure on Rubrik. Insecure? What do you mean insecure? I am not I am very bullish on Rubrik. What do you mean? I own it. It would be crazy if I'm insecure and I own the name. But yeah, that's. Let's see if we've got some. What's the 10-year doing actually right now? There are better companies than SMC, just not as discounted. Yeah, but there is a reason why it is discounted. The 10-year is at 4.1%. Okay. I don't even see it that much as discounted, again, because it is a very low margin business. Plus, guidance always gets revised down, and you always have some issues around the name. Because remember, they didn't get delisted because they filed on time, but in the filings that they finally filed on time before the buzzer beater, before the buzzer, they still said that there were issues in the company. And those issues are yet to be resolved. So yeah. And David Knight, I'm sorry to have missed your super chat. Thanks for the tips. Here's one for your silver mines. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. And half-minute markets. Thank you for a super chat here as well. Australian. So you are good evening, I would say. SoFi earnings 28. Analysts say SoFi is too optimistic with estimates. Do you think SoFi will triple beat yet again? You can clip it. I can assure you. I cannot assure you, but I predict SoFi double beats and raises guidance. That's it. That's what I think. Analysts have been wrong on the company time and time again. I think SoFi, it's a double beat from here and a raise of guidance. Why is that? Because we did the math last video, and revenue is just too low. Revenue for the year is just too low. We did the calculation Q1, Q2, and then what's expected in Q3, Q4, because remember, they did not give us guidance for Q3. They just gave us guidance for the full year. Q3, Q4 are expected to be identical quarters. Or if Q1 is a bit weaker than expected, then Q4 is not really going to be growing that much, which is not really what we're expecting from SoFi. And so, yeah, I think it's going to be a triple beat. Still interested in Sezzle. Sezzle, again, is a very, I'll show you because I think it's still around the 200. Yeah. For those that don't know, another fintech player, buy now, pay later company, did cover it on the channel a month or so ago. Yeah, I still like it. I just went with Rubrik and Shift4 because I like it more, and I follow Shift4 for a longer period of time. But here as well, you can see the multi-bagger potential in this company, or maybe an acquisition if they will ever accept an offer. Do you think? Yes. Yes. Probably this week. Probably this week. Because my position is still very small. Um, I should buy silver mines. I should buy silver mines. Why gold mines? Silver mines are undervalued compared to gold mines, I would assume. I would assume. S&P Global, SPGI, right? Yeah. 4 minutes until the opening. The opening bell. Okay, what has happened here? Huh. Is it also credit related? No. I don't know. I don't follow the company, but this went down the same time something else went down. Let's see. I don't follow this company. Like I said, Emir follows it a bit closer, I think. Let's see, SPGI, something we can find out about that. Silver and gold are at all-time highs, right? I think gold is what, 4,000 right now? We anticipate, let's see, S&P Global. I mean, they do operate in a duopoly, right, with Moody's. What do they control? The majority of the global credit ratings. So if you're looking for, again, a value type of play here, I don't follow the name closely, but these are very, very strong companies. Very strong companies. Let's see what's their PE or whatnot. Gold just poked 4K. I mean, for everyone having gold watches and stuff like that, I guess your watch is worth a little bit more right now. Or necklace or a bracelet or earrings. They are worth a little bit more. So with S&P Global, we have a 36.8 times trailing PE, 26.3 times forward PE. Of course, margins here are very, very good. Okay, interesting. Interesting. I do still have to talk with Emir about PayPal and SoFi because he did release a SoFi research report for those that missed it. It is free, right? You can download the PDF. It is free. He did find a fair intrinsic value of $32 as of the 1st of October. So for those that want to check it out, check out his probably pinned comment on X, I would say. Okay, we have a minute or so until the markets open, so let's get ready for that. Let's get ready for that and see if we can find some interesting moves. For in the meantime, we do still have a lot of AMD price target raising here, $240 Piper Sandler. Yesterday, there were already probably 10 or so reports coming out, which makes sense because it was a very, very big deal. Planet Labs, I know some people ask about it. I don't really cover it that much. Amazon Autos is announcing addition of 3 major lenders, Chase, Santander, and Wells Fargo. With that, we have a couple of seconds left until the markets will open. So let's just stay on this page for now. This was yesterday, so don't freak out. Don't freak out. Adam, thank you very much. See you, I guess tomorrow. See you, I guess, tomorrow. Love silver. Do I own anything gold or silver? Probably not. Probably not. Or maybe a little bit, but really not that much. And the markets are about to open. And they're open, ladies and gentlemen. Ding, 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 ding. Bing, bing, bong, bing, bing, bong, bong. Markets are open. It is now. What day are we? Tuesday. We are Tuesday. Markets are open. Ladies and gentlemen, AMD is up another close to 7% right now. Oscar 5.3, PayPal 3.4. Although they were up 5% pre-market, we will not complain. I'll triple jinx, touching wood everywhere. Let's hope that PayPal does stay up for quite a while. The heat map will update in the next couple of seconds. This is getting updated far quicker than this one right here. PayPal is up 3%, SoFi 3.8, BMNR 2.7, Nebius 1.6, IREN 2.8, Micron another 1.7%, Applied Digital 1.2, CoreWeave is up 1. All the rest are up a bit less than a percent. A bit less than a percent. AST is down 5.7% right now. And then we have Google, Meta, Rubrik, and Amazon basically flat, with Google being down 0.5%. Didn't even notice. But Uber closed the day yesterday at $100. Huh, very nice. $100 for Uber. So this is now the heat map. Of course, it's the start of the day, so it will be way more volatile. Well, no, the moves will make more sense in a couple of minutes. Roberto, Bing Bong PayPal, Exactamundo, 3.2% right now. My wedding ring is gold. Well, I don't think you will be selling your wedding ring anytime soon. It's your precious. It is your precious. Let's actually have a look at some of the others. Some of the other names that we follow. Okay. So AMD up nicely, SoFi up 5%. Because again, it makes sense. Oscar up 3, PayPal 3.5. So unfortunately, if we look at the downtrend line that started at the start of the year, we were rejected back here in July, at the end of July, before the earnings report. Right now, we have seen that same rejection. Again, it's a line that I drew before, but apparently it works. It's been rejected there. We'll see. The hope is for the stock to stay above the 200-day moving average. And then as we get closer to the earnings report, we can maybe break out of this downtrend line. That's the hope. Nebius up 1%, Applied 1.5, Micron 1.7, BMNR 1.7, the local 1.8, still in the $14 right now. IREN is down. IREN is now down 2.4%, so a little reversal there. Shift 4 up to 1.2. Rubrik is down 2%. Okay, so maybe, let's see, maybe we're going back to the 200-day with Rubrik. That would be interesting. The trade desk is up 6% almost. So the trade desk here as well, a very, very nice recovery. Now we are here at the 50-day moving average, basically. So the trade desk from the bottom is up around 27% or so. So for those that did buy the trade desk under $50, just like you did the last time, congrats. Again, under $50, I'm with you. It makes sense. $90, it does not. Simple. Genius, I know. What else? Oh yeah, the usual suspects. Salesforce also above the 50-day right now. For now, $246. Adobe probably 350. Yep, still the same. Also around the 50-day moving average. Chime probably 22, 21. Also not moving much. Dave 200. Okay, that's interesting. 200 for Dave. What did we say? Sezzle is at same price right here. Grab is what, $6? $6.50. Very nice. Okay, with Grab, you can see 200-day moving average is a nice area. Nice rebound, plus a lot of movement more recently. But we've seen this, right? We've seen this with the Chinese names as well. Started here. When did Baba start to go up? Start of September. Yeah, same move, I would say, although it's not a Chinese name, but Southeast Asia. Where is C Limited? Okay, C Limited has moved a lot more over the years. But what is it? Pinduoduo also? Yeah. So it does seem like these types of names in Asia have started to move quite significantly. Over the last month or two. Figma. Okay, Figma. Yeah, I saw that Figma was up yesterday 7%. And today as well. So we're back here at $60. So it seems like the base has been formed, $55 or so. And now it's trying to close that gap right here from the last earnings report. Mercado. Meli. What is Meli doing? Ooh, 2,131. Okay. So it didn't hold the 200-day moving average. So we lost that. We're now a bit in no man's land. But we are here at previous resistance points, in 2024. Okay, interesting. We're not oversold just yet on the daily. Important to note. Not oversold just yet. But if we look at this this trend line that started here July 2022, and we do stretch it out like this, can it go all the way to 2000? Maybe. But again, it's still a tremendous company, and I do believe that they will show the market again next quarter that they are worth the premium. They are worth the premium for sure. What's Tesla doing? Did they announce a car already, or is it going to happen later during the day? Let's actually check their account. I highly doubt that they announced something this early. Let's see, Tesla. No, nothing. They did roll out FSD supervised 14.1, but that's about it. So no announcement just yet. Okay, who's red? Who's on first? Who's on second? Who's red? Rubrik. Wow, AST is now recovering very nicely. Was down 5-6%, now only down 2%, and Rubrik is down 2%. IREN is now flat again. Losing my patience with Meli. Again, I don't know why. First of all, I don't know what's your investing horizon. But you cannot lose patience this quickly, especially not when the company is doing extremely well, but the stock doesn't move. It's the best case scenario, actually. Just allows you to buy more shares. Many tied to doubts. Yes, some doubts about the Argentinian economy. Plus, there were last week some Amazon-related fears as well. But like I said, Amazon has been trying to compete since 2012. Didn't really succeed just yet. GitLab is down because it got downgraded by one of the firms, so that's why it's down today, 3%. Nothing company specific, just a downgrade right now. Okay, I like this very much. Not jinxing anything, but I like it. I like it very much. What else can we look at? I don't have the Applied Digital position anymore. As I said last week, I am concentrating into IREN, CoreWeave, and Nebius. Purely also because Applied Digital and CoreWeave are very much connected. So I didn't see the point in having, for me, in having all four, and especially CoreWeave and a Applied Digital, especially since I owned more CoreWeave than Applied Digital. But in a sense, you could say me being bullish CoreWeave is me being bullish Applied Digital. I've been long Melly for a long time. Okay, so that's good. I mean, yes, purely because of the size of the company, right? Purely because of the size of the company, although a business like Mercado Libre is, I would say, more stable than a business like dLocal for now. Again, also because of the size of the company. PGA, the PGA Tour. I don't know. I've been talking about golf with some friends. So PGA, PGY. It's flat today. It was up a little bit yesterday. I did look at some options for Pagaya yesterday for the January ones. $40 strike price for January. I know it's risky. But purely again, because I do think that this crash that we're seeing right here, the 33% pullback in the stock, is an overreaction based on these credit fears. So could Pagaya be one of those options? Yeah, it's definitely something I am looking at right now. Very small, because it is January 26th or maybe March. But I think maybe January, because January would give me one earnings report, which should be enough to push the stock up significantly, because I do believe they are going to post good numbers. And then I'm out. But for now, I don't have anything just yet, but it's definitely something I'm looking at. Because just buying shares, I don't know if I want to open up a new position. So a small options play could be the play here. But like I said, this week I will probably increase the rubric and the shift 4 position by a little bit in the portfolio, which you will see, of course. And I think that's about it from my expected moves this week for now, unless something drastically changes with some other companies. Do I know why No, this is, I think, the Solaris. No, this is a company that Jose follows. I don't follow it at all. But what happened with the small memory ones, the SanDisk? This is crazy. This is crazy. Marvell is back at 90, by the way. That went under the radar. Marvell back at 90. Crazy, yeah? Last earnings report stock crash, we're at 61. And so, yes, slowly but surely, this company has made its way back up to levels not seen since March of this year. We were, of course, much higher at the start of the year, a bit like a PayPal here. 126, we're at $90. It is overbought, sorry. But yeah, this one went under the radar. I know we've talked a lot about Marvell, especially with Jose, but I didn't know it went back to 90 so quickly. How many fintechs in the portfolio would be too many fintechs? That's a very good question. I mean, but it's funny because we talk, how many fintechs is too much, but then when you look at other people's portfolio, it's tech only. So why not have multiple fintechs? Why not? Especially since I think that financial names have been hit the most of the last couple of years. Yes, of course, SoFi has done very well. Some other names have done very well, but I do still think that, especially in rate cutting cycles, they can do well. Rise of the Phoenix. I mean, Marvell since 64. Congratulations. QBTS, QUBT, the quantum names short. I don't short, but if I were to short, I would short them. Because there's literally no no reason for me to invest in those businesses. I rather invest in a laundromat or a 10-year-old kid that sells lemonade for $2 or candy. I don't know. UiPath. I know last week we went up. It went up a lot. Is it still $13, $15? So last week it went up. This is the red candle that happened last week after the announcement that included Snowflake, ChatGPT, OpenAI, I think Gemini, NVIDIA, and all of that. Stock went back down, and now we're back here at $15. Again, with UiPath, I am not that excited about the business. It's a small company. Yes, it is cheap, but then again, it's not really one that's growing very, very quickly. And I still believe it can be acquired for the price that it's trading at today. That's just my opinion. What about Rubrik? Nothing much. It's back at $80, around $80, down 1.8%. I will be buying more shares this week, yes. Oh, talking about lemonade, is lemonade still around $50? 57. Okay. Very nice. So here as well, since August, this thing has done very well. Okay. Very nice. It's a company I did follow a lot when it started out, but lost a bit of interest. I do admit, and I don't own any shares. I did liquidate most of my positions around here last time around. But I am still bullish on the story behind the company. I just wanted to focus a lot more on pure AI data center names, like the Nebius of the bunch. Are we talking about the Jeff Bezos idea of having data centers in space? Let's first go to space on a good cadence, right? Let's go to space like on a monthly basis or so, affordably, and then we'll talk about building data centers in space. I think it's a bit too soon. Any thoughts why Rubrik instead of Fortinet? Different cybersecurity exposures. I did say that Fortinet has been one of the few cybersecurity names, especially here, that were very, very cheap for a very good and high margin business. Might not be as fast growing as the others, but it was, let's call it a no-brainer back here. But I like Rubrik more, just because of the segment that they're playing in, the growth rates and the size, of course, the size of the company. The size of the company is important to me. Let's see. Who's moving? What can we look at? What can we look at? Plug now. QXO. It's an interesting. The QXO's families of XOs it's an interesting play, but it's a bit boring for me. Webull. Webull is a company I wanted to cover again, and I think I will. This maybe today or maybe tomorrow, because it is again a forgotten name. It got a lot of hype at first. The next Robin Hood, blah blah blah. But operationally, they have been doing very well. And so I think it might be time to revisit the name. It might be time to revisit the name pretty soon. Neo, I'm not interested in Neo, to be honest. They still need to figure out their story. Like, what do they want to be? Do they want to make profits on cars, or do they want to be a lifestyle brand? I don't get it. But the stock, yes, since July has done very well. Although we're back to prices that we have. Well, let's see. Is it same resistance points here as October of last year? If I had to buy, first of all, thank you for the super chat. If I had to buy today Amazon or AMD, you're asking here very tough questions. Very tough questions because Amazon, it's the number 2 in the retirement portfolio, and AMD is becoming a very big position in the other one. So if I had to buy today, I'd probably have to say Amazon because of what I've been saying about Amazon for a long period of time. Amazon is in my opinion, one of the best companies around, where their total addressable market keeps on expanding over the years. And so Amazon is my answer. Amazon is my answer. And that's not why I will not be buying more shares of AMD. I probably will be buying more shares of AMD along the way. Today, I focus on building Rubrik and Shift4. Where is Nu? Nu is at 15. Nu is at 15. Okay. So maybe a resistance again here at around $16. Maybe it might also revisit the 50-day. Okay. I know everybody's excited about, oh, they applied for a US banking license, blah, blah, blah. It's just a very, very small portion of their overall business and energy. The majority of their focus is still going to be in South America, Latin America, I would say. BKKT. What is it, backed? It is backed. It is backed. Well, what the heck happened here? It's up 4x in 3 weeks. 4.5x actually. Any Stefano? What the heck happened here with backed? Honestly, I don't even know what they do. Let's see. Backed holdings. Also crypto, right? I would assume. Yes. They operate a digital asset platform. Okay. But what happened more recently? Also crypto treasury or something like that? Or what? I would assume it's crypto treasury related or something like it. Yeah, no, the thing with Amazon is for me, it's a bit like Mercado Libre, although Mercado Libre does not have AWS. But with Amazon, it's one. Mike Andrews is okay. I don't see how that's a good reason for the stock to go up 4.5%. Mike Alfred, yeah, the guy who pumps IREN. He can keep pumping it as long as my stocks go up, but sometimes I do find it quite fishy, the things that he writes in the post as a independent board member. Very strange. Very strange. Actually, a good idea. Why has backed holdings stock gone up? Crypto infrastructure growth, stablecoin payment, and crypto infrastructure, and its Bitcoin treasury. Okay. Okay, I guess my guess was correct. Nuclear stocks, I'm not going to pick individual names. I'm letting the big guys figure it out. So I know you're going to ask me about Oklo, and I keep repeating the same thing. You're worth $20 billion with $0.000 in revenue, with a maybe commercially available product in 27, 28, doesn't make sense. Okay, I'm bullish on nuclear, but I'm not paying $20 billion for zero revenue today and next year and maybe 2 years from now. It just doesn't make much sense to me. But not making much sense has been working out quite well, because the stock is up almost 700% since the bottom in April. Oh no, ladies and gentlemen, just remember that PayPal was at $75.10 the moment we got this comment. Because the last time you made this comment on X, it was the top of the day for PayPal. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens now. But I think you said PayPal is the is your number one holding right now in the portfolio, if I remember correctly. But yeah, we'll try this experiment to see if again you jinxed it. Let me remove PayPal off the screen. Maybe that can help. But yeah, overall, I think we're doing okay, right? I think we're doing fine. How I appreciate it. I appreciate it, and it's my pleasure. Indeed, right now, it is the number one. Well, if we keep going up like this, I think it will remain the number one. DraftKings, yeah, it looks cheap. The thing with DraftKings right now, the problem is all of these, according to Vlad Tenev from Robinhood, the contracts are not really betting, right? The sports prediction markets, let's call it, are not gambling. We know very well that it is a gamble, okay? And so that's putting pressure on a business like DraftKings. Now, of course, these prediction markets are not, I don't think they're legal in all 50 states in the United States. And so we'll see how that evolves with DraftKings. I have said before, and the data shows that more and more states are legalizing online gaming and all of that. Of course, it's good because you can collect more tax dollars, but it's bad because you are also enabling more gambling. So that's that. It's the same story with marijuana, although marijuana I do think is has a more negative impact, I would say, on society, right? If you legalize marijuana, you're going to generate billions of dollars in tax revenue, but then you're also going to have maybe a society that's always high and basically creating zombies. But yeah, that's maybe a story for another day. This may be a story for another day. But yeah, overall, seems like today is another good day. I don't think we've had some inflation data. I don't think it's this week. It's maybe next week. Maybe next week, I would say. A comment on Archer Aviation. Archer and Joby, didn't they release Archer like a video when you see a Tesla's Optimus robot as well in there? Again, the idea of flying taxis is nice. I just don't know how quickly we're going to get there. Because let's be realistic. Do you really want flying cars above your head that make quite a lot of noise? My answer is no. And again, if it is successful, I will win because I own Uber and they will be listed on Uber's platform. So either way, I win. That's the beauty of owning a name like Uber. Speaking of, we are back under $100 here. Shame. How good is my Spanish? Not great, no. Not great. No, not great. Why did you want to say something in Spanish? You can say I can maybe understand, but we cannot have a conversation. You know, they are not. They're not always high. Neil is learning Portuguese to have. No, I actually already speak Portuguese because of the Bruno Fernandes. Comparison. So, falar português. What Belgian stock do I find interesting? It's a good question. It's a good question. Maybe like the Lotus. What is it? LP. No, I think it's a Lobot. No. Oh, what is it? Lotus Bakery, but what's the... this one. LOTB. This one has gone up significantly over the years, but has now crashed significantly since the top, like down 37%. But other than that, I don't know. I've been reading this book, Just Keep Buying, and it's funny because they give one example of a market, a country that has underperformed in the past quite a lot, and Belgium is mentioned there, which makes sense because, let's face it, there are not that many interesting companies. Your pronunciation of Thero sounded very native. Well, thank you. After listening to Alberto Contador's clip for many, many years, I guess you get the pronunciation correct. Yeah, it's more of a like a tourist attraction, the tourist trap. Yeah, good stats. I am going to show a couple of charts there from the dollar cost averaging and buying the dip scenarios, right? Even when like he gives a very, very overpowered thing for the buy the dip person. Like if you really buy every lowest point of every dip, you are still not going to outperform. You're still not going to outperform, which is, again, there are some very, very interesting stats there. But in essence, the title just tells you the answer. Just keep buying because the data supports that strategy. But it is very difficult to do as an investor because sometimes, again, you're buying something and the next day you're down and you're like, oh, screw this. And the day after that, it's down again and it's down again, blah, blah. I give just a stupid example, but SoFi, right? SoFi was down 17%. Yes, it went down for 2 weeks or so, whatever, maybe a week and a half, and people are already freaking out. What is this crap? But what do you mean, what is this crap? We were under $10 back in April. It's like, okay, so there is a little pullback. Big deal. PayPal, yes, PayPal crossed my line, but it has to stay above it. It has to stay above it. And then, of course, continue to go up because I need it to go to 100 for the options play to actually work out. Also, there is this one guy, Ariel, which we had a deal with him, or a bet, Jose, myself, and him. AMD above $120 by the end of the year, and he has to become a member of both of our channels. He has disappeared over the last couple of weeks, which is not cool because we had a bet. Roberto, I missed your United Health super chat. Well, let's. Are you sure? Let me scroll up. Just rewrite the comment in a normal comment. No, I found it. That's strange. Thank you for the super chats, by the way. When do you think United Health breaks out of the $360 range? Aha. When are they supposed to report? Also, what is this? Every company reports on the same day. Like already, I think the third or the fourth company that's supposed to report Tuesday, October 28th, after SoFi and PayPal. But I would assume they would be a very, very volatile move after the next earnings report. In the meantime, it's doing what it did before. It's like consolidating, going up, consolidating, going up. Maybe we're going to see the same thing right now. Let's actually do the Picasso thing. So like this, and maybe we're going to see the same thing. Maybe. But yeah, in the meantime, you're getting the opportunities I get to add a little bit more, to that name. Good to see couch. Yeah, it's fun sometimes, but a lot of the times when I see some like very advanced charts, to me it's gibberish, like 1,000 lines and like, oh, this is what will happen. Like, no, the business needs to perform in order for something to happen. I have leaps that are also printing, but the short one is printing more. What's the strike price? What's the strike price, and what is it for January 26 or 27? Do you think OpenAI can justify all the debt financing? A lot of stocks are up because of OpenAI deals. Correct. But again, it depends who's backing them. If the people that are backing them have the money, then it works out. If they don't have the money, then it doesn't. Then it doesn't work out. It's a modern day Ponzi scheme. It's 150. 150. When did you buy this? $150, December 1925. 150 is very low, no? Like, when was the last time it was? You probably bought it here when it was in a huge downtrend, 240s. But still, were they so cheap? Huh. Interesting. 350. Okay, that makes more sense. 350, which means, yeah, of course, you're in the money right now, but you would rather have it go to. No, look, I mean, it's December, which means that if you can be at 400, let's say in November, you're good. Like, you're actually very good. You would like to be in 400 next week or before November. But if you're still at 400 in November, a month early, I think you're still good. It's a nice typo, I will have to say, 150 to 350. It's a nice typo. What's my opinion on Nu? I like it. I like the company. I've said it in the past. I used to own it. I just wanted to own more Mercado Libre. It's quite strange that I sold the fintech name, since I love fintech. I know, I agree, but I still like it. What? OpenAI has started to show Amazon link. They only start to monetize agentic shop. They announced the Shopify thing last week. Well, I don't see that in Gemini yet, at least in Belgium. Yeah, but I still think that when Gemini 3 will come out, probably maybe later this year, we will have some huge changes. Remember, Google can just integrate Google Shopping just like that if they wanted to. They've had, of course, their announcement with PayPal as well for payments. And so it's just a matter of time. What's going on with PayPal? Well, what's going on is that we're not going down. That's what's going on. The market is finally, touching wood, no jinxing here, but it's finally paying a little bit of respect to this undervalued name. And I say it again, PayPal can be at $100 tomorrow and it would still be cheap. That's how crazy undervalued it is. But if we're at $100 tomorrow, oh, mamma mia, my options are going to explode. Anyways, what time is it? We went overtime here. Let's just look real quick at the heat map. We're doing fine. we're doing fine overall. There's some red here and there. I think with Tesla, the market is just waiting until we actually see an announcement from the company later today. And so yeah, there will be a video coming out later today, maybe about Webull, but that might be a bit too soon. But there are some interesting companies that I haven't covered in a while that maybe we should cover a little bit. What's my price target for PayPal? Like I said, I think by 2030 the stock is at all-time highs, so $300. But in the shorter term, $100 easily in 26, early 26 preferably. But yeah, triple digits next year is definitely in the books for sure. With that, I thank you all for joining me on this wonderful Tuesday. I think at the start of the stream I thought we were Monday, but that's because we didn't stream yesterday. But anyways, who cares? Who cares? Wonderful day right now. PayPal is up. Oscar is up. AMD is up. Thankfully, hopefully we didn't jinx it. Let's try and keep this up. And yeah, thank you all for joining. Thank you to all the super chats, the new members. Really appreciate it. And we shall see each other tomorrow again. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day or good night, because there were some Australians and people from New Zealand here. So have a wonderful